Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. Venezuelan mining zone will generate $2 trillion in revenues. Attorney General's office investigates 7 cases of targeted killings. A consensus in the OPEC is foreseen with optimism. Minister of Mining Development, Roberto Mirabal, announced that the Venezuelan government foresees that the integral development of the mining arc will generate $2 trillion in the long term. 60% of the revenues will be destined to the country's social sector. To implement the plans, Venezuela has just signed contracts for $4.5 billion and announced the signing of other documents to invest in the mining arc at least other $20 billion. Only with the extraction and marketing of gold, the government foresees revenues of over $200 billion. Venezuela reserves of gold reached 7,000 tons, being the largest of the region and one of the highest in the world. China, Russia, and South Africa, all members of the powerful BRICS group, manifested their intention of investing in the strategic zone. Canada, United States, England, Germany, and Switzerland also confirmed an investment plan in the Venezuelan territory. Governor of the border state of Táchira, José Vielma Mora, confirmed that Venezuela and Colombia will define today a new regulation for bilateral trade after opening the border between both countries. Health and transport authorities will also attend the meeting to follow a working agenda that includes the establishment of an integral plan that allows to recover the secure and free flow in the border. Although for today, it is planned to address the coal issue. Both governments will hold a meeting on August 23rd with the authorities of the coal sector. Coordinator of the National Councilman Network, Naum Fernandez, announced that the Attorney General of the Republic will initiate an investigation after the targeted murder of 7 Venezuelan councilmen in the last 2 years. Fernandez introduced at the Attorney General's office the cases of Eliezer Otaiza, Juan Carlos Guerrero, Alfredis Candela, Ramón Barreto, Antonio Argüelles, Shirley Guilarte, and Alexander Rivero, who were murdered between 2014 and 2016. All of the murdered councilmen served the Patriotic Pole, a political force that supports the Venezuelan government. The targeted crimes have been denounced by the Venezuelan authorities since 2012.
Venezuela in the news.
The Parliament of the Southern Common Market and the Uruguayan Foreign Minister Rodolfo Noboa discussed in Montevideo several options to unblock the conflict in the group, as announced by a spokesperson from the encounter. Noboa will communicate the conclusions of the encounter to other foreign ministers. The proposals will not be public until an agreement has been reached in every foreign ministry. Uruguay manifested its firm commitment to carry out the corresponding steps with the other countries. Uruguay manifested its firm commitment to carry out the corresponding steps with the other countries, with full conviction that the solution must come through a full consensus between the states. The conflict arose because Argentina, Brazil, and Paraguay opposed to Venezuela assuming the pro-tempore presidency of the group. The Venezuelan Foreign Minister, Delcy Rodriguez, described as very positive the tour that Caracas maintains in the oil-producing companies. Rodriguez held a meeting yesterday with the authorities of New Delhi, capital of India. Previously, she visited Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. She confirmed that the National Executive is reviewing bilateral and multilateral trade and energy agreements with these countries. In September, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries will hold an important meeting to define a common political path that could balance the oil market. Russia and other non-OPEC countries will also attend this meeting. In the most recent meeting, the organization did not reach any agreements, which could change this time. According to Caracas, the raise of the crude oil prices to around $70 per barrel could balance the market, because that price is accepted by producers and consumers.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. Venezuelan mining zone will generate $2 trillion in revenues. Attorney General's office investigates 7 cases of targeted killings. A consensus in the OPEC is foreseen with optimism.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.